Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing great today. In today's video, I'm going to talk about something that is controversial, but what else is new on this channel? Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing great today. I want to talk about something that's controversial, but what else is new on this channel? And that is, I want to talk about a lot of woke culture, like I normally talk about. This is mostly to do with like changing language and making new language up and making out that it's like not new, and how it is actually sometimes harmful but mostly just confusing for people like me and for everyone. So I have experiences in my life where I've been called transphobic, or I've been called racist, funny enough, even though I am mixed race myself, because I've said something wrong, or because I've not used the right word that is a new word. And I just I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Many of these people that do say this, I have realized and found out that they are pretty much narcissists. It's all about what they think and how they feel. But the difference between just having an idea and thinking that it's about you, then people will force other people to think and feel how they feel, and I don't think that's right in this society. Say I haven't been called these things a lot, but the fact that I've been called them at all, when it's not right and when it's based on terms that are new and that I personally don't agree with, also if I'm technically a part of that community, I think that that's a real issue. I also wanted to talk about how it's more hurtful for people that have special needs. So, me personally, I have a type of special needs where I don't get certain ways of life or certain common sayings that people my age will automatically just know. So I find normal language and normal ways of being hard sometimes. So when all of these woke people come up with new terms, it makes it twice as hard to understand reality for me. And I've actually spoke to other people that have a similar kind of special needs that I have, and they've said the exact same thing. So I know that it's not just me. So, for example, I watch a lot of YouTube, and I watch a lot of YouTubers that are English, but mostly American. I I just love American culture, even though I do find it cringy. But I think it's all of the times I watch Disney and Disney Channel. I think it's just innated a love for American culture. So because of that, I naturally watch a lot of YouTubers that are American. So there's this YouTuber that I like called Vosh, and he confuses language when it comes to his sexuality. So I watched a video where he said he was pansexual, which pansexual is basically the same as bisexual to me. It's just more diverse. Basically, people who don't care about gender and they care about the soul of a person, which is fine. But then in a different video, he then said he was gay, and he didn't clarify and said that to me, pansexual is the same as being gay. If he said that, then I wouldn't really have a problem with it, because that's his interpretation. But he thinks that being pansexual is the same as being gay. And I have a problem with that, because gay, straight, and bi and trans are terms that we've had going for years and people understand it. And it's messy when you come up with other things. So that's one example that I find annoying. I know that he's autistic himself, so I don't want anyone to spread hate to him or like judge him in any way, because I don't believe that anyone should have that, especially someone who does have special needs. But, you know, people like him confuse language to the point where it doesn't mean the same thing. And then I remember watching this video from Cut, who normally get like a bunch of people to react to things or meet other people. It's normally random stuff, and it's normally for like the young viewer. And there was basically this one video where they got a bunch of strangers to look at another bunch of strangers and basically guess each other's sexuality, which I thought was interesting. And there was this one girl who appears very pretty, but then her style is kind of a cross between feminine and butch. So when I saw her, I was like, oh, I bet she's bisexual, because bi people or pan people or people who think that they're like non-binary and all that, overall, that I've seen, have a bit of a mixed look to them, where it's in between feminine and like androgynous. So she said that she liked both guys and girls, but she calls it gay. And again, it's the same with Vosh, where it's twisting language, which I don't like. So like I say, this video is definitely not an attack on anyone. I don't want anyone to do that, and I don't want anyone to take this video as a form of like judging someone for just being who they are, because I'm very much against that. What I am against is when all of these people who have new sexualities and new genders confuse the old language and intertwine it with theirs and act like it's the same when it's not. That is literally my only objection. And also, when people basically call regular LGB or Ts boring, and they say that we're not valid, or that we don't have a place to have an opinion just because we're not the made up genders and sexualities. So it's just annoying, like I say, when people create a new language or create a new word and they expect people to automatically know it, and if you don't know it straight away, and if it takes you longer, because it took me longer to know these specific things, and then when you ask too many questions, or when you say the wrong thing, or when you say, oh, I know this as this word, but now it's this word, then you're called a bigot and a transphobe. And it's just a way to demonize someone and also make them feel like they don't have a voice, which is something that I'm very much against. Everyone in this world should have a voice and an opinion, even if they're not a part of that community. It's good to have someone on the outside to tell you, you do know that you people look crazy, or you say this which isn't right in the eyes of us, and then you can compromise together, and then you can then change some of the things that you say in that said movement to make it not look as strict. And it's not just with sexuality, it's also with gender. You know, there'll be people out there who will call transphobia for things that aren't transphobia. It will be people like me who believe in biological sex and believe that sex and gender are the same thing, because it's been like that for years. It's only been the past probably 15 years since woke culture has properly kicked in that the activists really, really do try to disassociate the two. And like I say, I'm very much against that. You know, I believe in history, I believe in science, and I believe that things that are proven to work. And, you know, a lot of these people believe in self-ID, so they'll self-ID themselves as trans, or just because their friend was maybe pansexual or non-binary. And if they see that said person get like attention or appreciation, because when you're young, you want attention all the time and you want to feel validated. So naturally, you're gonna do the same thing as what your friend did. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, because like I say, it is normal. But like I say, that movement silences the regular, boring, average gay, lesbian, and bis and trans of the actual community, even though they say to speak for us, they do not. There's this other example that I also want to talk about. I have personally not experienced this myself, but I've witnessed it on YouTube. So this guy who trended, I think it was on TikTok or on Facebook, but I saw said video, so I know what he looks like. This guy basically made up a new sexuality called super straight. And it's basically, it's his reaction to when people call him transphobic for not wanting to sleep with a woman who has a penis. So then he said, well, I identify as super straight, and that basically means that I don't like people who have penises, so you can't then judge me for having this sexuality. And I thought that's genius. Like, even though it is made up, it's valid, because there are people out there, the most of society would not do that. And it's not a made up sexuality itself. It's obviously straight people exist and they're everywhere. But the fact that he put super in there, I thought was genius. And it's completely valid because it's based on a sexuality that is valid and an actual thing that is valid, where you just can't envision someone with a penis if you are straight. And then I've seen the exact opposite, where gays say that they're super gay, and again, completely valid, but just the opposite way. Some people might say, who are like woke, will say, you know, why would you make up super straight? That's like made up and it's to mock us. When actually, I mean, there'll be some people who do it for that, but I personally would say that I am super gay, because the thought of like a guy with boobs or a vagina or both, I would not know what to do, and it's just not what I'm into. So yeah, I would say that I am too super gay, and there are people out there who would say that one, we're bigots, and and they came up with that term to make fun of the community, when it's actually for the most part just saying straight used to mean strictly guy who loves girls, and strictly gay used to mean a guy who likes guys. But now, because of the woke culture confusing language and confusing the sexes, making it seem that you can change and kind of be in the middle or be both, people who say that they're straight or say that they're gay have to then come up with a new term that just means no, the original gay, the original straight. And it's so valid because it needs to happen in this world. So I think I've mentioned everything that I need to say. Again, I am known for rambling, and I've rambled now, so I'm going to do kind of like a final thought in this bit. So I want people to stop confusing language for people who have special needs, or even just for normal people, but for people that have a specific special needs especially, because some of us find it hard to understand normal life itself or know specific roles or sayings. So when you make stuff up as well, it makes it twice as hard for us, and I'm not okay with that. And also stop judging people for clinging to old language that makes sense. And just because we disagree with your made up language doesn't mean that we're bigoted. It just means that we disagree. So, love you guys, and if you like this video, comment down below, like and subscribe. I'll link my socials down below, my free Twitters, my other channel where I react and review music that I'm into. Tomorrow I'm going to do a video based on Evanescence and the Fallen album. I'm going to cite the songs that's on the album and state my favourites and say this person might like this album because of this reason. So, see you guys until then.